Hi, welcome to the new episode of Sportsy. Let's talk SportsTech now. Today we have with us Iris Mondejar, Managing Director of Global Sports Innovation Center powered by Microsoft. Global Sports Innovation Center was born to act as a pole of innovation generation around technology applied to the sports industry. The Global Sports Innovation Center powered by Microsoft articulates its activity around four axes: the development of innovation project, the support to technology-based entrepreneurs working on projects related to sports industry, the generation of business collaboration network for the implementation of technological development for the sector, and finally, the creation and demonstration of experience in the use of fan-oriented services and devices. Today, we have with us MD of GSIC, Iris, who has developed her professional career linked with promotion of entrepreneurship and innovation from public to private perspective, both in Latin America as well as Spain. And now she's living in Singapore to grow GSIC for South Asia. Iris is heading the GSIC initiative since September 2018 in leading the institute, which aims to create training content in digital transformation in sports and entrepreneurship courses in the sports industry. So please welcome one of the most influential women in the sports industry, MD of Global Sports Innovation Center powered by Microsoft, Iris Mondejar. Hi, Iris. It's great to have you on Sportsy on a new series, Let's Talk Sports Tech. And it is, I think it's a pleasure to have you, who is the Managing Director of Global Sports Innovation Center powered by Microsoft, and recently moved to Singapore from Madrid to look at the whole Asia market and grow it in this region. Iris, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for inviting. I'm very happy to be here and create this space to share knowledge and a great conversation.
Yes, and believe me, Iris, it is always great to understand the global perspective. The India is, or the South Asia is the just upcoming economy for sports. It's a big, sleeping giant that we're talking about. And somebody like you coming and setting up the office in this area to grow, I think it is phenomenal. We have seen the Madrid Center and the growth that you have done. So Iris, just to for our viewers and listeners, just to give a background about you, is like yes, you are currently the MD of GSIC, but you have developed your whole professional career with entrepreneurial background as well as innovation. That's how you have built your career, and you've been associated with GSIC since inception, since 2015. At the same time, you've been awarded the most influential woman in sports couple of for 2 to 3 years back to back. How does all that come together, and the power and the passion for sports come together in the area which actually helps the innovation?
Yes, I always had the vocation to help the business sector and to understand how the world of entrepreneurs work. I'm from Argentina. It's other big country with emerging economy like India or also Asia. I work in the public administration in Argentina, and I specialize in public policies going through the medium and small size companies in the economy ministry in 1995 until I won a series of the scholarships and arrived to Madrid, where I met my husband. Now I have two kids, and I come from a family for won the scholarship, but I come from the family where my father was an engineer who was very successful in the private sector, and I saw very closely how difficult it is to be entrepreneurs, in this case, I always work in different sectors like entertainment, promoting the Spanish language. And in the end, the idea is how reduce the gap between a small company from large companies, because it's the same problem in all the industry, it's not only for the sport. And this is why when I have the opportunity to work close to Microsoft in the sport industry, was amazing for me, because when I was younger, I practiced a lot of different sports, from hockey on grass and to surfing. And I am a huge sport fan and always, you know, like Argentina, I'm support River Plate. It's the best football club in the world. And I love the football. And in Spain, I'm starting working that I said before to reduce the gap between large and small companies. First of one, in the cluster at the European level, no? Because in Europe, promote the possibility to work with universities, governments, large companies, and startups to promote the strong ecosystem. And this is the GSIC. The GSIC is this meeting point where large sport entities, the support of the government, the innovation center, research, work together with the startup to try to reduce the gap and becoming provider of technology, the small and medium-sized companies, you know.
Okay. Interesting. I think you just spoke about the upbringing to the college days from Argentina to Spain, and both the places we know are very much famous for football and multiple sports. So I'm sure the sports was always there part of you, and now making a career in sports tech and sports innovation, I think that is something different. So how do you link how do you link the sports technology and innovation towards the charter of nation building or the cultural development? How do you think that why it is backed by Microsoft? And what is the charter of GSIC going forward?
Yes, the GSIC powered by Microsoft is a non-profit association with a philosophy of the business cluster. And this is when Microsoft Corporation create Microsoft Sport Team in 2015. And at the same time, they signed the first big agreement in Europe with the Real Madrid Football Club to help them in their digital transformation activities. And this is how the GSIC board, to create the meeting point to help all the sport entities in their digital transformation process. And how we can do it is try to create open innovation programs, activities like Innovation Day, startup competition, working group, research, where we try, in the end, I'm sorry that I repeat a lot, the concept to reduce the gap between a startup from a sport entity, because I think it's the key, where you can help to give visibility for the new startup with the correct person in the club is the best for this startup, because when you have a good product, sometimes the startup think I need investment, but to be honest, that you need is sell your product, And this is how the GSIC is this meeting point where help to internationalize companies from India, give the possibility to becoming provider of club like Manchester City or PCG or River Plate, of course, because it's my club, I want they have the best solution in the world, from India, Israel, UK. But this is the idea, create a space where we give support and allied with the Microsoft technology, and Microsoft Corporation has different programs like Microsoft for Startup, where they invest in free technology access for the startup. And something important is we never get part of the deal of our member. We never get equity for our member, because we believe if we help to get business opportunity for our member, the consumption of Microsoft technology grow too. And this is why we try to evangelize about the benefit of use the Microsoft technology to try to grow together. We are this spaces where we give this support, business opportunities, internationalization program. And with the end, we want to create pilot or services to help the sport entities in their digital transformation process. And let me add something more about what is the digital transformation, because every time the people talk, all the sport entities are starting their own digital transformation process. But what means digital transformation in the sport? No, in the end, digital transformation is not like a box where you open the box and say, "Welcome to the digital transformation era." No, you need to work step by step, and in the end, is see your business like a journey where all your area of the four entities work together and try to detect new asset to create revenues stream where you can monetize in different scenarios, no? Business and size productivity, team and players on performance, smart venues or smart stadium, and of course, fan engagement. When you can integrate solution where you can connect all the business of all the activities, you are working in digital transformation. No? And one of the important key is the talent. And this is why in the GSIC, we have the GSIC Institute where we try to promote different courses to get more knowledge about digital transformation, because the real change in the sport entities is where they increase the number of employees who can get knowledge about digital transformation to apply in the club. Sorry, I talk a lot, like.
But I and you I think you being my guest, I think this is what you're called for, to talk a lot and give all the information, because see, it's a knowledge that you have, it's an experience that you have, and so you dealing with the spread is over 200 countries, like 32 countries and 200 offices across the world. I think it's a big spread. And I understood, as you said, it's a GSIC is a not-for-profit organization, and the interest is to get the ecosystem developed. And in return, the companies who get associated will use a Microsoft product for Microsoft to get benefit on the commercial side. But from your work, it's a complete not-profit. So how do startups or the early stage company can approach GSIC to be part of the ecosystem?
Yeah, it's very simple. They can drop in an email or contact me on my LinkedIn. First of all, I'm open to receive all the email or contact that you can send me by LinkedIn or email. But other way is filling in the form in our website, and we will get in touch, some of our team, with you. But don't get shy to contact us. We are always looking for innovative startups with good solutions that are already on the market or are ready to enter it. And some reflect about this. Sometimes I talk with companies from South America or small countries, and they told me, but I know in Europe other companies are my competitor, but I always advise about the opportunity that you have in India. For example, India is amazing. It's big country where the sport is cricket, for example. No, you have some sport who maybe can become in reference for other sport in the world. The number of the fans, the number of the amateur sport is amazing, and don't have a fear about the possibility to create your startup. Focus in the first step in your local market, and when you test and you can grow your business at local level, think in global, because I'm sure some good practice in cricket or in other sport can fix a problem in other sport like tennis or soccer or hockey, no?
Right. No, and I very, very rightly said for a market like India where the cricket is leading, but football, kabaddi, all things are coming up so well, and it's India is finally moving from a unisport to a multi-sport environment, and that makes it a more interesting landscape for people to look at. Uh, so, uh, so Iris, the question is again from the startup who want to apply, do they have to be on Microsoft technology to be part of this, or they can convert on the way after getting the support?
Oh, we don't have exclusivity. We are open for all the startups regarding the technology that they're using at the moment to join to the GSIC, but we try to give the benefit to migrate for Microsoft technology.
Yeah,
And
wonderful.
the only thing is if we give the possibility to becoming provider of technology for some of the sport entities that Microsoft are working or the GSIC open this door, yes, it is mandatory develop these services with Azure Cloud, for example, no?
Yeah.
Because, you know, for example, La Liga is member of the GSIC and we work very close with them, or Cricket Australia currently, or One Championship, and some of them encourage of the GSIC to look for the best solution for integrate in the digital plan. In this case, we need this member of the GSIC can show their solution are aligned with Microsoft technology. But today, a lot of our startups are multi-cloud, no? Are using Azure, but Amazon Web Service or Google Cloud too. And this is good, no? Because the sport entities too and the industry are multi-cloud too.
Right. And I think rightly so. If such a big initiative is supported by a corporation, then it is eventually it's required to have the commercial benefits, but with the right intent. I think that is what it's all about, and that's what matters at the end of the day. So, so I was coming from we've understood a little bit about GSIC and how to apply and what needs to be there. Picking your brain on something else, which is like, according to you, how is the technology changing the landscape and how the world is consuming sports? You've been associating with so many companies, but how have you seen this?
Yeah, I think on one hand, it definitely improves the experience of the sport fan on all levels. You can watch football match together with your family or friends living in other parts of world, sharing your emotion in real time, using augmented reality, virtual reality technology. You can get on the tennis, we have members that are develop a solution where you can watch the match with Novak Djokovic or Rafa Nadal in real time with
With the
augmented
glass.
reality. You know, you can go to the stadium and order your food and beverage without moving from your seat and paying with virtual money or point that you gain for participation in an interactivity game or a simple survey. No, the possibility that the technology open for the sport consumption are countless. No, and it's also important to mention that technology makes a sport experience more inclusive for those with reduced physical capacity. And this is now one of the top priority of the GSIC. You know, some of our members and other stakeholders of the industry are working, and we run a few months ago the special open innovation program to promote more accessible, inclusive, and sustainability, and create in the end social impact in the football. No, it was a very nice experience with the Santander Bank. You know, Santander Bank is a sponsor three big competitions like La Liga in Spain, Champions, and Libertadores Cup in South America. And the idea is create innovation solution to help different people with different disabilities, no, it's correct, sorry, different disabilities that they can have, you know.
So interesting. I think that that's a good charter because inclusiveness is something which we have to look at, and the fan is a fan at the end of the day, and everybody needs to have the best of experience. And I think technology is bringing that. So, Iris, according to you, what are the trends that you see in sports tech where the investments are happening, or people are getting excited about, or more and more startups are coming in? So that something that you have observed over last 24 months and probably going forward.
You know, early this year, we present the report called the Sport Industry and Digital Transformation 5 year ahead, where if you want, I can share some insights from it. For example, smart venues will allow for better fan journey and engagement. The 3 areas that are expected to grow the most until 2025 are using big data, connectivity, and cashless payment. In terms of fan engagement, digital platform gains importance, involving single fan profile, analytic, and marketing automation to monetize fan engagement. Furthermore, sport entities need to consider the whole customer journey, including prior, during, and post-event present and activities. And also we see 2 main trends in terms of team and player performance. Firstly, data analysis will gain more importance for measuring athletes and teams' performance. And secondly, injury prevention. You know, I think it's very important for prolong the professional life for the players. And in this sense, the technology will allow trainers to make decisions based on curation information, you know, and in real time. As for the business growth of sport entities, the report show us they are expected to search for employees with a wide skill set composition of the soft skill. You know, I think it's very important, the soft skill for the sport entities too. And if you want to read the white paper, the report, I invite you to download the complete document for our website in the area of the report. And also you can find others report or white paper. For example, this week, we present one more about eSport, but we have white paper from a smart venue, fan engagement. A lot of them introduce best practice for some of our members. It's very interesting if you can access.
No, I think it will be good, and I'm sure I'll be downloading it for sure, and all the viewers and listeners they will be looking at it because that's a special interest, right? What is the trend? And because everybody's looking at innovations is fine, but innovation has to come into action to set a trend, and that is what it is. So Iris, coming to the last part of the chat for now, and I'm sure we are going to have a lot of chats around GSIC in future, but for now, you've been recognized as top 100 women leader in the world, and at the same time you have received the award a few times as one of the top sports leader. So what do you think is what do you think is the leadership means, and what is the X factor woman brings to sports business?
Oh, difficult question. I think for me, leadership means that you are able to inspire. You know, you have to inspire your own team to be better professional. You have to inspire your kid. In my case, I have a daughter and son, and I think it's very important for them see their mother can work and attend the family and travel alone with him, with they, sorry. And in the end is inspired about the passion that you work in your shop. And I think I have a lot of passion in all the phases of my life. I enjoy working in the GSIC, and I think this is the key, no? But the responsibility for the women who are working in the sport is try to inspire the younger generation, showing them the countless opportunities that they have in the sport industry. And it's not only for the men guys, it's it's not, sorry, I think there is a special, it's not the X factor for women in the sport industry. I think it doesn't matter that your gender is you really love what you do, no? And in this sense, we run different activities from the GSIC. For example, when I start, when we launched the GSIC 6 years ago, when the organizer of the event invited me to be a speaker, I always ask the same: how many women are in your event? And feel very uncomfortable. Oh, apologize, no, that because in some event in 2015, I was the only woman in some of the event in UK, and I say, why? No, I can recommend you other women. This is the responsibility that I get is every time that some event invite me, try to invite other women, because it's the only way to a commitment with the industry is give visibility, inspire, and work together, no?
Yes. I think that's a very important sector. That's, as you said, you to inspire. So I think you being you're setting the benchmark to inspire people and attract more and more women in sports. And we are seeing the growth of getting a lot of women in sports. And finally, at the end of the day, when women come there, they come with authority, they come with sincerity, and make the work done. I think it's a very focused approach that I always have learned about the X factor that women get. So it is amazing to see, and more kudos to you for achieving higher and higher success. Just on the last point, what is the message that you have for all the budding innovators in the sporting industry who are probably trying to make a mark as on new entrepreneurs?
Follow your dreams. And no, first of all, I encourage you to start and to keep moving no matter what. You probably will fail more than once, but that shouldn't stop you. No. Secondly, I want to say that there are a lot of opportunities for the startup in the SportsTech and for the entrepreneurs, universities, and also sport entities or government. The market is growing every day. New scenarios like e-sport, or also you can see in this pandemic situation how new in sector like healthness and fitness grow very fast, no? And this give opportunity for entrepreneurs to offer new services. We can see how OTT platform are using for fitness too, no? And I think if you have a good idea, go ahead with them, and of course come to the GSIC, because it's the right place for all the startups that they want to grow, internationalize, and find the best meeting point worldwide, with office in Madrid and now in Singapore, and we'll be very happy to receive all the emails or contact that the startup can be with us.
Yes. Iris, I think there cannot be any better ending than this, where you are encouraging all the innovators, entrepreneurs to be on GSIC, come, and the open invitation for people to come and apply. It's a wonderful thing to do. I think it's a need, and it's not a want anymore. It's a need, and you're doing a wonderful job. More power to you, and Thank you for this time and looking forward to talk to you again.
Oh, thank you, and apologize for my lot of mistake in English. I promise in the coming months living here in Singapore, my English will be improved very fast. But I promise you, my Spanish is better than my English.
But finally, at the end of it, sports has no language. So as long
Yeah.
as they're in sports, we are fine. So
Okay. Thank you very
thank you,
much.
Iris. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and thank you for sharing. But please do subscribe to our channel Sportsy Says and help us spread the word about Sportsy. We go with the same handle Sportsy Says across all the social media platform and podcast.